Hi New Zealand, I'm Jay from Drive EV in Taupō, and we're going to do a round the lake range test. We are going to take every one of our electric cars around Lake Taupō to see how much range it actually has and to see how efficient it is. At the end, we're going to charge it up to 80% as fast as the car can to see how these cars handle real life in Aotearoa. Welcome to Jay's Round the Lake range test in a Nissan Leaf. We were always going to do a Leaf, and we've started out with the easiest one, which is a 62 kilowatt hour. So that's the battery size on this one. You should be getting 57 kilowatt hours usable, and this one's probably running at about 95% state of health. So we've left with 80% state of charge, and on the Ranger meter we've got 260 kilometers, so we'll see how that works out when we get back to base. Now we've got when we get back, we're not going to worry too much about the AC charge rate. We know that one. We are going to be testing the DC charge rate, which is up to 100 kilowatts. We've got a 50 outside the office. Every Leaf will charge at 50. We've also got the hypercharger, which could offer us up to 100. So it'll be interesting to see if we can pull more than 50, and if we can, what we can pull up to. NEDC range on this one when it's brand new is 384 kilometers. I don't know, we'll put that in at the end. We are a front wheel drive, front motor, and the motor power on that one we're going to put down the bottom. You get one option with a Leaf, but battery size are options. We're going to be using E-pedal, which is the Leaf's maximum regen mode. We're not driving in eco. It does have that option, but no, thank you, no. When we charge in, it's a Chademo plug, because it's a Leaf, and that mounts in the front like every other Nissan. The advanced driver assistance systems on this, we have cruise control, and we have what Nissan call Pro Pilot. Pro Pilot's a little bit like autopilot in a Tesla, but not quite as intrusive. So it guides you to follow within the lines. It doesn't seem to nag you so much as other cars do. We have keyless entry on all doors, and we did have a baby seat in the back, but Ned's taken that out. It has Apple CarPlay and slot down here for your phone, and USB, which is what you charge from, and that's also got the Apple CarPlay set on it. And I can just see one of the contact energy leaves heading around to the power station, which is nice. So at the end we will find out what range we get, what charging we get, what consumption we've been using, which is not going to be terribly good for me. Break that down into hours of driving available, and we'll see how quickly we get from 20 to 80%, which we probably won't be at 20% by the time we get back to Drive EV, but we'll run it around a little bit and just sort of fudge it. We left Drive EV with 80%. We've just done the climb up to Whangamata Road. We are in weather conditions of, it has rained quite a bit, so the road is wet, but it's stopped raining now. It's quite blustery out, but quite warm. I don't have the heating, I don't have any of the climate functions on, just the fan to keep some air going through. We've used 7% range, again fairly normal for the climb, and on this particular road surface stopped twice to send the drone up. The chirping you can hear in the background is Pro Pilot, so that's Nissan's advanced driver assistance program. It's really nice. Steve loves it. I really rate it as well. It's just gently there. You're driving, it won't fight you, it won't try and pull the steering away from you like some of them will. It just gently, it's there right now. It's telling me that it's not doing any steering, so the sort of downbeat means that the steering is turning off, but now it's looking ahead and just doing the range finding, and then you'll hear a little boot-up at some point as the car feels a bit more confident, wants to just help We like a car that's helping. We're driving in B mode with E pedal, so that's the maximum regen available in the Leaf. And no, Leafs come with or can come with a heated steering wheel, which I've not had in any of the cars. The direct warmth for the driver is a damn sight cheaper on your battery, or less hit on your battery than heating up the entire box, the entire cabin here. We are at 8 degrees outside temperature. We've got the heated seats on. I've turned off the heated steering wheel, but that's going back on in a minute. I don't have the cabin heaters on. I did have them on for a little while. I just wanted to keep the screen clear. We've got the wipers on and the headlights. Every engineer in the country is now looking at the comments and tearing me to shreds. That's how we learn, right? Quick pie stop. Coconut, kumara and lemongrass. Your options here are pie from the Z, or stop and eat a really nice calf. Or you've got the Rebel Whopper and stuff from Burger King. Yeah. It's good that they're doing veggie stuff. It's a shame that it's basically just fake meat, which again doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And also you have to then go to Burger King, which is a little bit challenging on the principles. However, what do? Do you support them making the right decisions, or do you boycott them completely? I'm of the mind most of the time that we should support the right stuff, even if it comes from the wrong place. Maybe. Very grateful for a couple of features on this little Leaf, or big Leaf as I like to call them, because I refuse to get drawn into the argument of the ZEO first gen, second gen, this is a third gen, fourth gen. I'm not entirely sure on any of the factors, but definitely of the two types of Leaf body style, this is the bigger one. That makes my life easier. And the smaller one is the smaller one, and that's how I shall be addressing them. I might just go this way here actually. Things that I really like anyway, which you're not going to notice when you're out on the highway, but the parking sensors remain on, so when you come up to something that's a little bit snug, it's still got its cat's whiskers out there to look after you. And also 360 parking cameras. Leafs have had them since, I don't even know, but they've had them for a long time. My 2020 Tesla doesn't have one. It's got other stuff, but it doesn't have that. Seems like that's That's 1 point for the Leaf anyway. I do also want to point out that every time I go for a pie or any kind of food or any stopping in Tourangi, everyone's so friendly. Maybe it's a small town thing, maybe it's just they recognise what a difference it makes when you just try and enjoy your job. I like it, I like it a lot. Would your wife like it, Jay? Yep, she'd love it. She's driven one before and she liked it very much. Things that she would really enjoy is the very light steering, which makes it easier around town. Nicely balanced as well, so it doesn't get overly light on the highway. And armrests. If we're going to put some Ks in, you need somewhere to put your arms. So we're just passing Wharewoka on our way back into Taupō town. We've done just under the speed limit pretty much the whole way around, like 95. Obviously some stops, pie stops, essential. A little bit of stopping to send the drone up, but the weather's been dreadful, so we've not really had much of a chance to do that. We've been averaging 5.4 kilometers per kilowatt hour, which is pretty bad, but you've got to remember who's driving.
That's going to come in handy, but
we've been letting the robots do most of it.
800 kilometres in a single day.
And
it's a real stretch.
heated seats, heated steering wheel, heaters on a bit of the time.
500
What else?
in a day.
The drag factor of driving in the wind, the car's been pushed about quite a lot, even though Leafs are not exactly light. There's still been a real gusty wind, which has been pushing us all over the place. So does that factor in? I don't know. But obviously added resistance from the road because it's wet. I'm pretty sure we got fairly low tyres as well. Should check those when I get back. And what else? Wind, rain, had the lights on all the way. And we're left with 80. We're back now with 22% range. And 82 kilometres on the gasometer. Which is still pretty efficient considering the drag factor of weather and this driver. Back at home base, 5.5 kilometers per kilowatt hour, 21% remaining in the range, and 81 kilometers on the gasometer. Looking into the hypercharger, we were only able to get 44 kilowatt. The car is rated up to 100, so we moved over to the 50 kilowatt we've got outside of Drive EV, and we filled the car from 20% to 80% in 40 minutes. We think that ChargeNet have gone for a more reliable setup by putting a 50 kilowatt head on the hyperchargers, but still giving us lots of options there. Charge speed dropped down when the battery is about 50%. That's after about 20 minutes, so you're not losing that much actual speed on the standard 50 kilowatt DC charger. We used a little under 60% to do the winter run, which is 160 kilometers around the lake. Based on these exact conditions, we're confident you get 270 kilometers on New Zealand highways, even when the weather is against you.
Hands on the wheel. There we go. We fit. What do we have here? We have 1J.
It's fine. Is it ideal? Nah.
Is it headroom?
Yeah,
Headroom shot?
actually loads. Ned is 6'4".
Yeah.
I don't have any headroom.
Yeah.
You've got loads.
Yeah, I do now. I didn't there.